This is Algebra 1, Lesson 8.5, notes using the distributive property. So in the last lessons in 8.2, you learned how to distribute a monomial to a polynomial. In 8.3 and 8.4, you learned how to FOIL something, how to multiply two binomials together, how to multiply a binomial and a trinomial together. Well, now we're going to use the distributive property to undo all of those things. So what we're talking about here is that you're going to use the distributive property to factor. Factoring kind of is undoing the distributing there. So we're going to factor polynomials and solve equations in the form of ax squared plus bx. So we're going to do both of those. We're going to factor and we're going to solve. So we're going to start by learning how to factor. The first thing you ask yourself is, do these two things have something in common that I could take out? So you have a 27y squared and an 18y. So you look at their numbers first. Is there a number that goes into both 27 and 18? And so our number is 9. And then we go to our letters. Is there a letter that'll go into both of these? And so you take the smallest. So y would go into both of those. So then you ask yourself, what times 9y would give you 27y squared? 9 times 3 is 27, and y times y is y squared. Plus, what times 9y gives me 18y? And that would be 2. And that is your completely factored form of number 1. Number 2, you have to ask yourself the same thing. Is there something in common between all the terms that I can take out? And so they all have a 2 in common, so I can take out a 2. This one has an a squared, this one has an a, this one also has an a, so I can take out an a. This one has a b, this one has a b squared, and that has a b, so I can take out a b. Now you ask yourself, what times 2 gives me negative 4? And that's negative 2. What times ab gives me a squared b? And that's a. Then you ask yourself, what times 2 gives you minus 8? And that's minus 4. What times ab gives you ab squared? That would be b. And then what times 2ab gives you 2ab? And that would be 1. You have to have that 1 there. You can't just leave it blank. You have to have the 1. And so that would be your completely factored form of number 2. Number 3, you have 15w minus 3v. So you ask yourself, what's in common between these two? And it's a 3. So you have 5w minus v, because none of the letters are the same. Okay, so let's go to number 4. Number 4, you're looking for a number that's in common with 7, 21, and 1, and there's not one, so then we go to our letters. This has a u squared, t squared, ut squared, and ut. So we know that the u, t is in common with them. So then you ask yourself, what times ut gives me 7 u squared, t squared? And so that's going to be 7 ut. Then you ask yourself, what times ut gives you 21 ut squared? That's going to be 21t. And what times ut gives you negative ut? And so that's going to be minus 1. Now to check your answers on 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can redistribute those. If you redistribute those, you should get what you originally had.